Hello, it's Kristen. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all about some activities that are quiet and don't require too much brain power so that your kids can keep their hands busy while you read aloud to them. I recently made a video about reading aloud to your kids and how to fit it into your day and what to read aloud. If you missed that video, I'll link it up here in the cards as well as down in the description, and you can watch that one. But I mentioned in that video that I would be making a video all about different activities and things that your kids can do while you're reading aloud, so here it is. Many kids listen so much better if their hands are busy doing something. This is especially true for boys, it's been proven, but most kids have an amazing ability to be able to work with their hands while they're listening. And it's a great thing to do if your children have trouble just sitting still or don't want to, or maybe you're reading longer chapter books to your kids and they don't just want to sit and stare at the words on a page, and so they want something to do with their hands. It'll help keep them quiet while you read and keep their minds kind of engaged and busy and help you get more read aloud time in. So let's just jump right into it. I'm gonna give you some ideas for your youngest kids, like toddler 1 to 3 range, and then like the middle-aged kids, and then more like middle school and up. Everything that I can link will be in the description down below for you. My first idea for the younger age, like I said, like ages 1 to 3-ish, is like a chunky coloring pad and some sort of thicker crayon. So these are a favorite crayon of ours. They are Faber and Castell beeswax crayons. They're really, really thick. We've had them for a long time, and my little 18-month-old can't destroy them. She doesn't take the papers off of them. So this is a really good one. I'll link it down below if you're interested, but these are really handy to keep around. I like the little case that they're in. It's easy to keep them in here and organized. So my little 18-month-old loves to color and do stuff like this. So this is a great one for the younger kids. Another great idea for the toddlers are these counting bears. So they came with little colored cups, and I don't know where the cups are currently because I have an 18-month-old. I don't know where the cups are, but these are the little counting bears, and as they get older, there are different activities and things that you can do with them. You can make little like pages with patterns on them, so they can do like yellow, yellow, red, red, you know, like that patterns. And my daughter just loves to like pick them up and, you know, put them in different cups, and eventually she'll be learning, you know, her colors and putting the yellow ones in the yellow cup and, you know, things like that. These are really fun. I've had these since my oldest was little, and they've just lasted us all this time, and each of my kids have just really enjoyed playing with these. The next idea is puzzles. So my 18-month-old is not into puzzles yet. She's too young for that. But if you have an older toddler, the Melissa and Doug puzzles are really well made and nice big chunky pieces, and they're easy for the older toddlers to put together. The next idea is pattern blocks. So I have a set. It's actually up in my daughter's room, and she's taking a nap right now, but I'll insert a clip here. But the pieces are bigger, and so my little 18-month-old isn't, you know, great at it. Like, she doesn't actually do like what you're supposed to do, but she does enjoy taking the big wooden pieces and putting them on the sheet, and so that's just something that kind of keeps her busy for a while. She sees the big kids doing it and thinks it's fun, so she wants to do it as well. Another favorite is the Melissa and Doug Water Wow. So this is an on the farm Water Wow reveal pad. So it comes with this little paintbrush kind of thing with a plastic tube. You fill it with water, and then when they color in here with the water, it kind of changes and colors it in, and there's more things that show up on the pages. And so this is a nice quiet activity, keeps them busy for quite a long time. I also keep one of these in our little church bag for my 18-month-old, and she really loves it. Another thing is pony beads and pipe cleaners. So my kids have really been into these recently, and I know we think of these as more for like older kids, but my little 18-month-old has really been enjoying playing with these. If I'm right with her, I don't trust her with these alone. They're definitely a choking hazard, but maybe if you have an older toddler, you know, they're like 3 years old and they know better than to put things like this in their mouth, my little 18-month-old can grab the bead and lace it on here, and she does a really good job of it. So definitely consider this. There's also another, there's a Melissa and Doug lacing kit that I don't have, but I've wanted for my 18-month-old. I'll probably get it sometime this year. But it's these really large wooden beads and they lace them onto strings. And so I think I might get that for my daughter at some point, but I'll link it down below for you. My last idea for the toddlers is snacks. So this is really, really helpful to have. You can do, you know, things like raisins, goldfish, or, you know, just little munchy snacks like that. You can give them a little bag or a little bowl of them, and usually that will keep my 18-month-old happy for long enough for me to be able to wrap up a read aloud or finish a lesson with one of my kids. So now let's move into the middle age range, like 5 to like 10-ish. The first thing I have for them on my list is pony beads and pipe cleaners. So like I mentioned before, my kids are loving making these right now. The pipe cleaner packs are super, super cheap, and the pony beads are as well. And then you can get a little kit of the letter beads so they can write things. Like this one says, "I love mom," which is super sweet. So they love making these for all their friends and family all the time. They're just always making them. The next thing I have for them is puzzles. So my kids really, really love puzzles. We have a lot of puzzles. This is one of their favorites recently. We do love the Melissa and Doug puzzles. They just seem to last and really hold up to a lot of use and abuse. And so this one's definitely a favorite. There's tons of really great Melissa and Doug ones. Next thing I have is how to draw books. So some of our favorites are the Draw Right Now books, and they can just pick something to draw and work on that while you're reading. Another one that we like is My First I Can Draw. This one's a little bit more simple and just really fantastic book as well. So definitely learning to draw is a great thing that they can do while you're reading aloud. Another favorite is Legos in our house. My boys really love playing with Legos, so that's a great thing for them to be able to do. Be building and, you know, coming up with all kinds of cool designs and ideas while you're reading. Pattern blocks is another really good one. We have a few different types of sets. This is one out of the Good and the Beautiful math kit. So these are just nice and just easy to keep around. My kids really enjoy pattern blocks. The next idea is clay or Play-Doh. And so we love this little modeling clay book. My daughter's really into clay right now, and so she has been able to use this and make some really neat little animals and things. Play-Doh is also a really great option if your kids are into that. The next one is coloring books or painting, like watercolor painting or a paint by number. So we have this little paint by number here that would be great for a kid. This one says ages 8 and up, so on the older range for this particular one. But coloring books, so more like older kid coloring books, like these really pretty bird ones. We love the ones by Dover. I'll link some of our favorites down below. Kids also really enjoy playing with the rods. I don't know exactly what the proper name for them is, but they're these little rods, and they're used for math. Someone gave them to me and I printed off these little activities. I don't know if you can see that. For them, it's just like almost like pattern blocks, just like another little activity for them to do with their hands while I'm reading. And if your kids are into kind of handicraft stuff, like either knitting or crocheting, if they're old enough for doing things like that, that's a great time to do it. Or even just learning how to sew while you read, that's a great thing. My daughter has one of those pot holder looms that she loves to make. That's another great activity for them to do while you're reading aloud. And just some quick ideas for the older kids. I obviously don't have older kids myself, but I do have a few ideas similar to the other ones. The first one is puzzles, so they could work on a larger puzzle, something more challenging for them. Another one is watercolor painting. So I have mentioned the Nature Anatomy books in past videos. I'll link them down below, but those are great to pick something out of and try to like copy it, try to make it themselves, be a good challenge and just something really fun to do while they listen to a story. Adult coloring books is another one, so like the more challenging ones, like this Fabulous Florals book. It's got some more challenging, well, if you can see it, more challenging pictures to color. crocheting and knitting. Again, if they're old enough for that kind of thing or into that, that's a great time for them to be able to learn and experiment how to crochet and knit. And lastly, how to draw books. I have that on there for them. They make books that are good for older kids, more challenging ones, so that's definitely a great option for them to do while you're reading aloud as well. And lastly, how to draw books. I have that on there for them. They make books that are good for older kids, more challenging ones, so that's definitely a great option for them to do while you're reading aloud as well. I did just want to mention one thing that doesn't work for us in our read aloud time is games. So that is something, even if it's a more quiet game like checkers or something, I found that the kids end up talking amongst themselves, or it just requires like too much brain power for them to be able to really focus on the story that I'm reading. And so that has definitely not been a win in our home while I'm reading aloud. Thank you so much for watching this video today. As I mentioned, I'll put links to everything down below. I hope it was helpful to you. I hope it gave you some good ideas of things that your kids can be doing while you read aloud, and that will keep them busier for longer so you can fit in more read aloud time in your days. I'd love it if you'd leave me a comment down below and let me know some of your favorite things that you use in your homeschool that help to keep your kids busy while you're reading. I love to hear from you guys, and I respond to every single comment that I get. Again, thanks for watching this video today, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes.